What?
So, why did you call this meeting?
Well, I'm glad you agreed to see me today. And first off, I would like to say I talked to Chosen Sigurd last night, and I'm glad to hear that you have heard our requests to send reinforcements to the temple in Waterdeep under the watch of Keeper Kellen. And I'm glad that you have decided to send forces to Bolster. It's greatly needed there, and it will be put to very good use to protect the common people
The
of
the
the city.
the brunette with the shoulder-length hair and green eyes speaks up and says, "I mean, of course we would do such things. We would always help out Helmites in need." And Zarakan stands up and says, "Forgive my manners. I should introduce. This is Marguerite Bertrand. She is the new leader of the Everwatch Knights." And she stands up and kind of takes a half bow. Dolthar holds a hand out to the half orc, and this meat slab only has one name. His name is Gottbrand, but he's very good in a fight. He's the new leader of the Watchers of the Fallen. Sigurd, you know Sigurd. He has become the new leader of the Vigilant Eyes of the God. And then he points off to his left with his left hand. This is Shanae Ardentia. He is the leader for the He Who Watches Over the Travelers. Actually happens to be a bit of ambassador for the elves of the Watchwood as well.
Yes, we met their prince recently.
And the character known as Shanae Ardentia, he stands up and he's got very pale skin, long black hair, very regal elven features. Actually kind of gives off, and he's actually kind of big for an elf. He's not quite your size, Toryn, but he's like probably 5'10", something like that. And he's wearing clerical robes, and he stands up and... "You met with the prince. It is good to hear that he has been found and alive."
Yes, he was being held captive by the wizard that we were in pursuit of. It was just a kind of a moment of serendipity that in us defeating that wizard for the reasons we needed to, we also happened to be able to free him.
I will speak with the king and offer him my congratulations then, and ask for any more information. I thank you for this.
No
This is
problem.
a burden off my heart. And Sigurd stands up. "Toryn, why? We're going to cut the pleasantries. Why do you wish to speak to us?"
Well, Chosen Sigurd, Speaker Dolthar, members of the Fist, I feel as though at this point you all know me, you know my devotion both to the Great Watcher himself and to this council, and so I would ask that I might speak freely before you, if I may.
You are not an initiate. I see no reason why you cannot speak candidly.
All right, and please let me finish before you reply. We've recently been tested more than we ever have before, and I am sorry that I was not here immediately after to help us all pick up the pieces. And the time between then and now, I've had a lot of time to reflect over what happened and how things have gone since then. And now that I'm here back, I must say how disappointed I am in you for how we have started this next leg of our journey. The decision made to bar Tieflings from being in our order is ludicrous. We are at a time now where we need those with a strong will and vigilant eyes more than ever before in our past, and we turn away potential faithful from us? One example in particular, Narthok, who this council named a paladin a day before our great battle with the Gilded Eye, who stood shoulder to shoulder with myself, chosen Sigurd and all others to not only save your life directly, Speaker Dolthar, but to save the hold itself. And how do we reward with his unwavering loyalty and faith in Helm? By casting him out. By saying he's a Helmite no longer. And for what? Because somewhere, centuries ago, there was some demon wickedness in his blood? We have many Dragonborn in our ranks. Do we cast out the chromatic ones? Of course we don't. We don't know who my parents are. For all we know, they could be the evil necromancers out to bend the world to their will. Do we cast me out because of any potential wickedness that might be in my blood? Of course we don't. For centuries we have known that the actions show more about the character of one's heart than the blood that flows through it. Our duty to Helm asks us for unbiased vigilance to protect the world. Unbiased. We will never get Narthok back. But how many others of his quality will we cast out? How many have we already cast out? Just because of this decision. Do we truly think all of those members of the Gilded Eye were evil? No. Most of them thought they were actually doing Helm's will, twisted and manipulated by Nazim. He did this to us by sowing seeds of fear, suspicion, and doubt. He made us afraid of an attack from within. He made us suspicious of the safety of our own hearts and minds, and then he made us doubt each other's faith. How many of our own did we have to kill? I know how many died by my hand, and I will see their faces every night until the day I die. But brothers and sisters, I was raised by, trained with, fought with, dead. I've been in this order my entire life. I killed part of my family that day. Don't let that be in vain. Our order is laying a new foundation now, the mortar of which is mixed with the blood of our own. Don't put that foundation on uneven ground by setting it on a decision that was made out of the same fear, suspicion, and doubt that brought us to our knees to begin with. I beg you to reconsider what you've done. I believe in you, Speaker, and I believe in this council, and we are better than this. I know you did it because you're afraid, but Helm is not afraid, and we shouldn't be either. That's all I have to say. It's weighed heavy on my mind since I left. And I just kind of stepped back.
Dolthar stands up, and he kind of... you can see he's very still favoring a leg. Thank you, First Paladin Hammerhead, for speaking candidly. Your words ring true, but let me ask you this. You know of Asmodeus, correct?
Yes. He leads the 9th layer of hell.
Essentially, we have come to find out through interrogations of these orders of the Gilded Eye, previous members of the Order of the Gilded Eye, that they have come to worship him, the truly evil ones. It was a decision perhaps hastily made, but made nonetheless, than any with the blood of Asmodeus running through their veins, the enemy of hell. The one truly responsible for the brothers and sisters that died that day. We cannot take the risk, First Paladin Hammerhead. We cannot,
Azim,
will not. I ask This council was created to make the hard decisions. And it tore us apart to see the faithful leave. And all that we ask is for Helm's forgiveness.
This is not the way. Nazim was a human. How are we protecting against the next incarnation of him?
The Order of the Gilded Eye has been disbanded. Their portfolio of duties has been enveloped by the vigilant eyes of the god. In fact, we are still doing debriefings, per se, on the individuals within the Order of the Gilded Eye. Some turn out to be pure of heart, misled. Others believe in Asmodeus to their core, as firmly as you believe in Helm standing before me.
Yes, but...
How can a human cannot, if Nazim, a human, cannot keep himself from the whispers and promises of Asmodeus, how can one with the blood of Asmodeus running through their veins keep their... If you think that this decision was made out of desperation, fear, fine, you may hate us. Not all of us agreed. In fact, he points to Sigurd. This decision was fought by Sigurd, tooth and nail.
Yes. And didn't Sigurd speak out against the creation of the Gilded Eye? Didn't Sigurd was the most vocal against Nazim? He is chosen by Helm, after all. How many calamities do we have to face internally before we start heeding the chosen of Helm?
What would you do then, Speaker Toryn? Open up our gates to those who have the blood of Asmodeus running through their veins, a direct link to the god of hell.
I would
to have
do what
another
we have
massacre
done.
deal. We will never recover quickly from this. A direct link to Asmodeus himself.
You think I'm not aware of that? Do you think I want to ever have to kill our own again? I have over 2 centuries left in my life. If this happens again, it will be my blade in that fray. Again. I never want to see that happen.
The best that this council can do, First Paladin Hammerhead, is try and interpret the will of Helm. And you may not agree with it, but you must abide by our decisions. It was not made lightly or easily, and it weighs upon our souls heavily, and if Helm sees it as a slight against him, may he adjudge our souls correctly, but I will not be responsible for Asmodeus infiltrating this. I will not be responsible for the infections of Asmodeus to come within the walls of Helm's Hold again. Ever. And if you must hate me for it and this council for it, then so be it. Is there any other business that you have, Toryn Hammerhead?
No, Speaker, and I do not hate you or this council, and I will obey you as I always have. But no. Someday, I will stand where you stand now, and I hope that when I do, it's not too late for me to undo these mistakes, and I turn and leave.